Let's talk about breasts.
Let's talk about you and me
Let's talk about all the good things.
and all the bad things. Please do not wake up the day after Valentine's Day with a rash on your breast. Welcome to episode 77 of BoobTube. I'm your best friend, Jaleesa. Hello there. I know it's been a while, but I'm back and here we are. I wasn't gonna let you all down with the greatness that BoobTube has to offer. Of course, there's still more for BoobTube to bring to you. So, before we go any further, first, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. Did I say that with a lisp of some sort that just came out of nowhere? Probably. So let's try that again. Welcome to 2026. Perfectly enunciated in English. Alrighty. Now that we've got that established, I hope that you all have a very great 2026 and that has been treating you well thus far, and that you stick around for BoobTube and see all that we have to offer for this year. It's gonna be grand. And now it's time to take BoobTube on the move. So let's see what the people had to say about today's topic.
Have you ever questioned if a clothing item you use negatively impacted your health? Like maybe the fabrics or the dyes or something like that? Okay. Have you ever questioned if a clothing item you use negatively impacted your health? Like because of toxins or anything in it?
Yeah,
Dyes and all that?
for sure, yeah.
What was it?
So there's certain fabrics that I just personally don't wear because it'll irritate my skin.
Okay, that's fair. Are you aware that some clothing, personal care, or household products may contain chemicals or dyes linked to increased cancer risk, including breast cancer?
And why were you trying to leave that damn Fabuloso alone?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fabuloso is not fabuloso for the breast.
Not at all.
Gotcha.
And some of them candles too. You better watch what you're burning.
Same. I was just talking about that 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And then today, too.
Yep.
Okay, so all of those were very valid responses when it comes to this topic. So let's just dive right in. As you know, Valentine's Day is upon us. So a lot of women are getting different lingerie, men as well, some for themselves, some for the women. And getting it for the women, that's a whole nother ball game that hey, my wife is this size. I think she'll like this. More than likely, she probably won't. It's probably what you like. But this can be beneficial for both men and women when it comes to their Valentine's Day shopping, because we've talked about it before, how certain things can affect your skin. So you want to make sure that you're not impacting your skin negatively for Valentine's Day. So when it comes to the lingerie, you might want to look into the different fabrics and dyes that they have, especially if you have very sensitive skin. You want to make sure that it's not very heavily dyed, if that's the case. You can also look into lingerie that is made out of fabrics that are approved by Ecotex. So just to give you all a little background, Ecotex is a global certification system that tests textiles and leather products for harmful substances, ensuring they are safe for human health, while some labels also verify environmentally friendly production and socially responsible working conditions, like the Made in Green standard, allowing consumers to trace the product's origin. It provides confidence through independent lab testing against a comprehensive list of chemicals from yarn to finished goods, with labels like Standard 100, Organic Cotton, and Leather Standard. So you can look that up for certain brands if you're looking for specific lingerie, especially if you're shopping online. And Ecotex is spelled OEKO dash TEX, like Texas. So, um, that's something you can look at to make sure, because maybe you've woken up with issues in the past after getting some nice lingerie. If so, be sure to let me know because I'd love to hear about it. Unfortunately, it was a transgression and it was, it negatively impacted your life. But sharing is caring, and what happens to you could happen to anyone else. So let us know. Your lingerie can also be washed before you wear it. So that's not a practice of everyone, but it can be, and it's not, you know, harmful at all. So for sure, for me, I always like to wash my underwear before wearing them. And bras, you want to wash them. Sometimes you want to disinfect them, whatever the case may be. But these things can be beneficial. So if you already have your um, Valentine's Day lingerie ready to go, wouldn't hurt to just give it a nice little soak in some lingerie detergent like soak, which is carried by uplifting. And soak was one of our previous guests. Check out that episode. So you can soak it and clean it in some detergent that's specifically for lingerie to help with that and to help eliminate the possibility of having some bad reactions to the lingerie that you have for Valentine's Day. You also want to make sure that it's not too tight for you. You know, I always like to reference on the episode of Martin where he got her some lingerie and she said it didn't fit and he said it ain't supposed to fit, Gina. So, you know, maybe you get some lingerie that's not supposed to fit and that's okay. But if you're going to wear something like that is not supposed to fit, don't wear it too long because you don't want it to negatively impact your breast health. You want to always make sure you're giving your endocrine system, I'm sorry, I said endocrine system. I meant to say lymphatic system. You want to make sure that you're giving your lymphatic system time to breathe and you don't want to put unnecessary tension on your breast. And of course, you know, anything that can bring about a lot of heat or moisture to your breast, you know, that's just a playground for fungus. And you don't want to do that and wake up with some sort of fungus the next day either and wonder, where did this come from? So, those are a couple of tips to make sure that you're not waking up with a rash the next day after Valentine's Day. Another tip is that you want to make sure that you are taking it off. Okay. I mean, I think that's kind of the point for Valentine's Day lingerie anyway. But hey, maybe it's not for some people because, you know, to each his own, whatever floats your boat. But make sure that you're not staying in it for a prolonged period of time, especially if it's the tight kind that's not supposed to fit, not supposed to be on there too long. Or even if you've just been in, you know, your bra all day before you went and put on your Valentine's Day lingerie, just make sure that you're giving yourself time to breathe and you don't want to go to sleep in something that's potentially going to cause a lot of friction in your breast. Give it a rest, take it off. All right, so some common chemical finishes are what will cause irritation to your skin. So some things have formaldehyde so that, you know, it can avoid wrinkles. And some have different flame retardants and things like that, antimicrobial finishes as well. And sometimes these things can be harmful to your skin. So again, make sure that you are avoiding those things. Try to go for untreated fabrics, cotton, things that are a lot more breathable for you, especially in your um, private and more delicate areas so that you don't have any issues afterwards. In addition, you know, as women, we have a lot of hormones that we have to deal with, especially when we're up in age. So you don't want to do anything that could potentially affect your hormones that are in your breast and cause some other issues because trust me, when it becomes hormonal, it becomes harder to pinpoint things and um, solve the problems that you're having. So make sure that you're paying close attention to that and keeping your hormones in mind while you do your lingerie shopping. Another reason that you don't want to wear very tight lingerie that is ill-fitting is because you don't want to end up with indentations in your skin from it that are possibly lasting. You know, it might just be, sometimes it can just be right when you take it off and then they go away. Other times it can leave a mark and take a while for it to clear up. So you don't want to do that either. So make sure you're not sleeping in the tight lingerie. If you can avoid, just wearing it all together. But if you must, then make sure you're not wearing it for a long period of time at all and don't sleep in it. Maybe you want to wear that lingerie out to your Valentine's Day date, your rendezvous. But again, try to avoid it if it's too tight, if you can. If that man bought you lingerie and it's too tight and doesn't fit, I understand, you're trying to show the appreciation, but do what you can to try and make sure that you don't have those types of issues. And pain, of course, who wants to be in pain as a result of this? You don't want extreme breast tenderness. You don't want shoulder pain, neck pain, anything like that. So make sure that you're getting something that supports you. And I know sometimes, I mean, some could think like, oh, well, it's just Valentine's Day, or it won't be that long, not wearing it too long, so this doesn't matter. And I totally get that. So if that's the case, go for it. These are just some tips, just in case you wanted to know them. And this doesn't have to just apply for Valentine's Day. This can be for every day. So, because, we're wearing undergarments every day, or just about, depends on your lifestyle. But we wear undergarments often, and that's something that we want to make sure that we're taking care of our private areas so that we're not having different issues, whether it be the skin, irritations, or pain, or anything of the sort. So, and also some people might have just wondered what to do if they have very sensitive skin and they are looking for lingerie, then that's how you're able to find it by looking up different brands that have Ecotex and where they have fabrics that should be better on your skin for you. And again, even if it doesn't get that deep for you, just give your stuff a wash before you use it. Wash it, disinfect it, soak it, all these things. But of course, use a delicate detergent and don't machine wash. Do not machine wash. You want to make sure that the garment makes it to Valentine's Day. You don't want it to whisk away into the washing machine or look like a dog ate it by putting it in a dryer. So make sure you're taking care of your intimates. That's the apparel and on your body. And enjoy yourself, have fun. I hope that this information was helpful, that you can find some lingerie that works for you, or even if it's just as simple as knowing just to give yourself a wash before you wear it. Just do that. So wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day. I hope that you all enjoyed this information and that you stick around for more information to come in 2026. Be talking to more guests, discussing more topics, and I look forward to doing that with you all. So until next time, adios.